higher education.
Higher education. Do you have any partnership with Philippine higher education institutions?
Not yet. Once again, we are second. It's our second time.
Do you have a plan to partner with?
We open mind to all institutions from primary, from secondary to vocational and colleges and higher education.
What can you offer, sir, for the Philippine universities?
What do we offer?
Yes.
What courses we have?
Yes, sir.
Well, pretty much every courses from business.
Technical course.
We have IT, we have software development, we have website development for IT courses. We have all business courses like marketing, project management, leadership management, social media courses, and we have also HK, childcare, and hospitality management. Yeah.
So, sir, the Commission on Higher Education's government agency tasked to regulate and to regulate the higher education system in our country is pushing for the internationalization. So what can you say about that internationalization of Philippine universities to other universities, foreign universities like Australia?
Okay, so
how important is that?
How important is that?
Internationalization.
Well, for our students, when time situation comes to recruiting students in the Philippines, once again, even though the student might be graduate from uni, they're still coming for vocational in Australia. So if you're talking about the partnership between us and universities, I don't think there's much barriers because even though they are university graduate, they still come to our vocational to learn the skill set. We're talking about Australian Qualified Skill Set Program. So we found most of students, they are actually higher education graduate coming to us. Yeah.
Sir, what are the benefits students coming here? Benefits if he
the benefit of student coming to the benefit of student coming to Australia basically, well, they for Filipino student, number one, no English barrier. Number two, student visa in Australia are able to for the work permit. So students are allowed to legally work in Australia while they study. Okay, with the certain courses that we offer. Which in the occupation demand list, we're able to allow students in the future applying the permanent residency. Okay, so there is a pathway for students able to study and migrate.
What jobs in Australia has the most demanding jobs in Australia?
HK, childcare, hospitalities.
What about medical?
Medical, which is nursing.
Nursing.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Just one more for me, sir. So, I think this is a very big program. You are going international and including the Philippines. So, what's in the heart of Times Education? What is your goal? What do you get from your noble undertaking?
Well, the goal of Filipino market was similar to the global market. Well, we want to recruiting all the students from different market, to come to Australia, recruiting as many students as we wish. Okay. Number two, we want to achieve a globalization education that even though one day the student couldn't come to Australia because of visa condition, we're able to deliver our program to the local market. We want a global student, global citizen able to earn the Australian qualification skill set, and that's what we are looking forward to do.
So you're going to help your scholars get visa?
Yeah. In terms of visa, well, we are education providers. We can only support, but we cannot engage your visa process. Which usually we supporting the student, guide them how to do it, or we bring a professional, we call it migration agency. They register a professional, we introduce to the student and ask them to help the student to apply for the visas.
What is the advantage of being linked to international schools like in Australia?
That advantage?
Yes.
Well, once again, the student could deem a working permit when they come to study in Australia, and where also Australia are having a shortage of employment. So number one is a complement of between Philippines and Australia, because Philippines is a huge export in labor.
Yes.
in the labor market, where Australia need lots of input in the labor. So having a Filipino student study in Australia is a great complement of study and work. And achieving the qualification in Australia, having a great environment, considering a future plan of either migrating to Australia or return back to Philippines and contribute the skill set into the Filipino market.
So what is the future of technical and vocational education?
What is the
The
future?
future for the tech book.
The tech.
Technical and vocational education.
Well, we're talking about globalization of learners. Okay, so definitely we're talking about international education, the pathway, the key thing with technology or the platform. So without the platform, people are obtaining a visa, physically come to Australia. With the platform, well, everyone can learn Australian qualification or skill set, even English. Online, at home, through their own computers or device, and I think there is a future in terms of international education. Yeah.
As of today, sir,
Yeah.
how many students are you supporting now? Students.
How many students we have from Philippines?
Presently.
Filipino students.
We have probably around 50.
Filipino students.
50 Filipino students in our group. And we haven't started really marketing yet. Those 50 students, they apply by themselves through the Facebook.
How do you choose them? Filipino scholars.
Well, we're looking
What are
to,
the requirements, criteria?
well, obviously, we don't need the English because we know Filipinos speak English. We're looking to minimum year 12, age of 18 years old. That if a student fit into genuines, we have a general entry test to see if the student are genuine, and that's pretty much everything. Yeah. So looking at student must have at least high school qualified, year 12 graduate.
So there's an assurance that after they finish their education, they have jobs that will be provided to them
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
the Australian
Part
government.
of our courses we offer in the internship, the student must complete the work placement in order to graduate, obtain the qualification.
Internationally, across the globe, how many students do you have now?
How many students we have now?
Yeah.
We
Total.
have in
Total.
total now we have 99% are international students. We are very close to 4,000 students. Before pandemic, we are reaching 6,000 students, and that's why we are able to gain 35,000 graduates in the past. Now, after pandemic, the post pandemic, we can see the students are growing, and we see the percentage of Philippine students are coming to Australia, and that's why we thought Philippines is a great market.